stories of the advanced capabilities of the Hindu deities of old are found all throughout India. But just south of the Indian subcontinent lies the magnificent island country of Sri Lanka, known for its breathtaking landscapes, diverse culture, and various UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One of the most impressive places in Sri Lanka is Sigiriya, often named the eighth wonder of the world. Sigiriya was home to an ancient city that sat atop a monolithic rock towering 650 feet over the town of Dambulla in the Matale district of Sri Lanka. The site attracts thousands of tourists daily and has been a UNESCO heritage site since 1982. Many believe the giant monolithic rock looks unnatural because of its perfectly flat top, which almost seems to have been cut at a precise angle. According to modern archaeologists, the earliest settlement on top of Sigiriya was the Lion's Fortress, built in the 5th century AD. The bulk of the site, including its palaces and enormous granite water tank, was constructed under the command of a rogue king known as Kashyapa. However, locals believe this ancient site was built thousands of years earlier by an ancient Hindu god named Ravana, part of a race of beings called the Asura. These deities are said to have come down from the sky and ruled over portions of humanity. In one of our recent videos, we discussed in detail the magnificent Rama Setu, an ancient bridge between India and Sri Lanka built by the god Rama, who waged war against Ravana. There, we provided much evidence supporting the belief that Rama Setu was an artificial bridge built thousands of years ago by unknown beings. In these Hindu epics, Ravana is said to have ruled Sri Lanka from his palace in Sigiriya, which was destroyed after the war with Rama. Is it possible that the remains of Ravana's ruined palace are what we see today in Sigiriya? If the stories about Rama Setu turned out to be real historical accounts, could the stories about Sigiriya also be true? Could Sigiriya have been used by ancient civilizations or perhaps even by Hindu deities thousands of years before King Kashyapa built his fortress there? The area surrounding Sigiriya shows signs of human habitation stretching back to the Mesolithic period some 5,000 years ago. Evidence of rock shelters and caves in the area indicates their use by Buddhist monks in the last few centuries before the Common Era. Despite this, conventional archaeologists believe the site's first use was during King Kashyapa's reign at the end of the 5th century. Kashyapa, who ruled Sri Lanka from 473 to 495 CE, rose to power after assassinating his father and usurping the throne from his brother. Fearing for his life, Kashyapa moved to Sigiriya and built a fortress on top of the monolithic rock, believing it to be impenetrable to his brother's army. However, Kashyapa's army was defeated, and instead of being captured, he committed suicide. After his death, his brother, Moggallana, gave Sigiriya to Buddhist monks, and it remained a monastery until the 14th century. The site of Sigiriya was abandoned during the 15th century and later discovered by Jonathan Forbes, a British Army major, during a horseback ride. Western archaeological crews performed small excavations in the following years, uncovering advanced engineering capabilities at Sigiriya. The ancient city boasts one of the best preserved examples of urban planning, with a layout showcasing symmetrical and asymmetrical designs that worked with the natural surroundings. Various structures at the site, believed to be citadels, palaces, houses, and lavish gardens, demonstrate advanced technology for their time. One portion resembles a step pyramid similar to those found in Mesoamerica. On Sigiriya's west side, a park contains water-retaining structures and a sophisticated hydraulic system comprising canals, lakes, dams, and water pumps. Some of these systems still function today. The many structures atop the monolithic rock were made from clay bricks, further adding to the site's mystery and advanced design. Archaeologists are baffled by how the ancient builders of Sigiriya managed to carry an estimated 3 million bricks to the top of the rock without any visible signs of stairways leading from the ground to the summit. The metal stairways present at the site today were only constructed in the last century for tourists. Without proper access to the top, it seems almost impossible to imagine how bricks or the materials to make them were transported through dense forests and up the sheer monolithic rock. While the bricks are impressive, the site holds another extraordinary feature: enormous blocks of white marble used for pathways and palace steps. These marble blocks are not native to the area, and their source remains unknown. Each block is extremely heavy, and there are thousands of them, leaving archaeologists puzzled about how the ancient builders transported such massive stones to the top without any visible stairs or clear pathways. Adding to the mystery, strange tool marks resembling narrow channels are found along the sides of the rock. These markings were clearly carved in ancient times, yet their placement on steep, inaccessible parts of the rock defies explanation. Circular holes drilled deep into the rock near the peak further confound researchers, as they cannot determine how primitive tools could have achieved this. Near these holes are strange groove marks whose purpose in creation remain mysterious. The precision and nature of these markings have led some to speculate that advanced machinery, capable of drilling or even melting the rock, was used. However, the most remarkable feature of Sigiriya is an enormous granite water tank located at the site's center. From afar, it appears to be constructed from granite blocks, but closer inspection reveals it was carved directly into the solid granite rock. Measuring 90 feet long, 68 feet wide, and nearly 7 feet deep, this tank required the removal of over 3,500 tons of granite. Granite, being one of the hardest stones on Earth, would have been incredibly challenging to carve using primitive chisels and hammers. Yet, there are no signs of chisel marks. Instead, the rock shows smooth, scoop-like marks similar to those found at megalithic sites in Egypt and Peru. This has led to theories that the ancient builders may have used advanced technology or techniques to soften and carve the rock with ease. The engineering behind the tank is equally impressive. It never dries up, even during Sri Lanka's hottest seasons, and features a drainage system to prevent overflow during the monsoon. The tank collects water through percolation while maintaining a constant level, an engineering marvel even by today's standards. These advanced features raise numerous questions about how such structures were conceived and executed. The unusual scoop marks on the granite and the sheer amount of material used in construction suggest Sigiriya could be far older than traditionally believed. Some speculate it may have been a site used by a pre-Diluvian civilization or as a refuge during ancient floods or natural disasters. Local legends support this idea, suggesting that the site was created by an advanced civilization or beings who descended from the heavens. According to these legends, the deities modeled Sigiriya after the abode of Kuvera, the god of wealth. The absence of ancient stairways to the top has even led some researchers to propose that the builders possessed anti-gravity technology or flying vehicles. These theories align with local traditions that describe Sigiriya as the creation of celestial beings. Such legends and the site's advanced features continue to fuel speculation that Sigiriya may hold secrets of a lost and highly advanced ancient civilization. Various local legends assure visitors that the city of Sigiriya is the palace of Ravana, an ancient god-king of Sri Lanka. According to these legends, the enormous granite tank at the site was Ravana's swimming pool, and the oldest portions of the city were constructed under his rule. Ancient texts from Sri Lanka and India claim that Ravana was not an ordinary human but descended from ancestors who came from the sky. These texts describe Ravana as belonging to the Asura race, powerful superhuman demigods who supposedly arrived on Earth thousands of years ago. Some believe these accounts are not mere mythology but historical records of otherworldly visitors who interacted with humanity. Could the Asuras have been the original builders of Sigiriya, utilizing advanced technology to transport the massive materials required for its construction? Hindu mythology frequently references vimanas, flying vehicles used by gods to travel between heaven, earth, and distant lands. The Mahabharata, one of India's most revered texts, describes aerial cities belonging to the Asuras, the same race to which Ravana is said to belong. It raises the possibility that vimanas were used in constructing Sigiriya. Furthermore, some sources suggest that the Asuras were hybrid beings. Ravana, for instance, is sometimes described as a reptilian god in Hindu mythology, with certain features hinting at his non-human lineage. His father was reportedly human, but his mother belonged to a different species, possibly reptilian. This hybrid heritage gave Ravana a unique physiology, as he was said to be at least 10 feet tall with abilities like shapeshifting, invisibility, and blending seamlessly with his environment, traits often associated with reptilian beings. The entrance to Sigiriya provides more intriguing evidence. Visitors first encounter two massive carved feet referred to locally as lion's claws. However, these claws differ from those of lions, as they feature only 3 large toes, resembling the feet of ancient reptiles. Many believe these are depictions of Ravana's feet, suggesting that he might have been a reptilian humanoid. Supporting this theory, texts like the Ramakien explicitly describe Ravana as having green, lizard-like skin. To this day, many reptiles, including snakes, are named after Ravana, reflecting his connection to these creatures. Ancient Tamil and Sinhala texts speak of the Naga, a race of reptilian hybrids considered the original inhabitants of Sri Lanka. Though the word Naga now means snake, these texts suggest the Naga were a powerful race forced underground, where some believe they still reside today. Such accounts make the stories surrounding Sigiriya even more mysterious, raising questions about its origins and purpose. Could Sigiriya have been built by primitive humans using basic tools, or does its construction point to a more advanced and mysterious civilization? How did ancient builders transport over 3 million bricks and marble blocks to the summit without visible stairways? How did they carve out 3.5 tons of granite with no trace of conventional tools? Many believe conventional archaeology may be incorrect in attributing the site to 5th century builders, arguing instead for the involvement of an advanced technology or race like the Asuras. Could Sigiriya have been the home of Ravana, his reptilian kin, or extraterrestrial beings who influenced the course of history? The stories and legends surrounding Sigiriya leave us with far more questions than answers. Were the Asuras and Ravana celestial beings who came to Earth, intermingled with humans, and left behind traces of their advanced technology and culture? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Share what other mysteries you'd like us to explore in future videos, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content.